I overdosed.
Oh.
I remember feeling like so cold, and I was like scrolling through my phone on my couch trying to be like, who can I call? There was nobody. Blacked out for 2 days. I got my stomach pumped. Then when I woke up in a mental facility, and the first thing I did was like, get up, where the fuck? And I go to the doors. The 2 orderlies go, whoop. Walked me back in there, and then I was like, holy shit, I have to stay here. And so I had to convince the doctor I was okay. But then 6 months later, it happened to me again.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll see various women share their viewpoints on how to win a man's heart. We'll also see a woman giving advice on dating an older man, and another woman who paid for everything for this Chad. And when they broke up, he asked her for $13,000 for his services. We want to invite you to smash that like button. Let's support the movement. Subscribe to the channel. That's the only contribution we ask of you, man. Add your grain of sand to the movement. Leave us your experience in the comments for any man who might need it. Without further introduction, let's get started.
This is how you're literally gonna make grown men fall in love with you. Guys, I just know how they think, and you can use it to your advantage. Number one, grown men love younger girls because they feel like they are easy to manipulate. It's a known fact that women their age are very firm on their boundaries, they're very confident in themselves, probably gone through a divorce or two. Older men are obsessed with potential. They love a girl who works out, who is very well put together, who has the clean girl and kind of innocent girl look. They are simply attracted to how much life, how much potential you have. It's almost like they're a little bit jealous and they kind of want to like live vicariously through you. They also love a girl who has the things that they love about older women their age, but who doesn't have the things that they don't love. Meaning you have very classy style, feminine style. You have manners, you have taste, you're cultured, you're educated, but you're not bitter. You're not a wounded feminine who's upset at men. Don't have a lot of trauma from all of your past relationships. Use this however you want to. Before I found my amazing boyfriend, who I hope will be my husband one day, I was dating older guys in their 30s and 40s, and they just know how to treat women. So I'm for it all the way. Stay away from the manipulative ones.
Stop it. Get some help.
Remember, brothers, when a woman refers to the deal, she's talking about offering economic benefits. It's not just about giving gifts. These are men who pay bills, who can take them to expensive places, who have the financial power to provide experiences. That's why you'll always see young women dating older men, because they can access a life with them that a young man can't offer. But I'll tell you something. To every young man, don't get discouraged. The best stage of a man's life starts from 28 to 45, but this will only be for those who focus on their life path, improving their physique, their social skills, and above all, their finances. That's why we always recommend doing the work. Now, let me tell you that many women are looking for men over 30, especially when they're in their 20s. These women might already have a partner, but listen to the age range of the men they go out with. I don't see anything wrong with this. A man who does the work has the right to date a woman of the age he desires, because when you do the work, you have the right to choose. When you don't, you have to wait for someone to choose you. So, which side do you want to be on?
Men fall in love with your absence because of vasopressin, but it's not what you think. Vasopressin is not this like weird hormone that's released in men when you're not in their like 5-foot radius. The reason that vasopressin is released in men when you're absent is because vasopressin releases in men when they have to problem solve. When you are not at his beck and call, then he has to figure out how to get you. And this is the way men are wired. They're like bred to be conquerors. It's this whole like Roman Empire thing that they're obsessed with. When you're not handing over your commitment, your life, your body, your space on a silver platter, then he has to work for it. And think about it logically. If you were a teenage kid and you were going to get a car and you had to work all summer mowing lawns to save up money to buy a car, you would value that car a lot more than someone who just got a car from their parents. They didn't have to work for it, right? If he has to work for you, if he has to crack down your outer shell to get to the inside, he's going to value that prize more than someone who's just handing herself over to him. And it's not about playing games. It's about playing smart. It's about prioritizing yourself. When you love yourself, you naturally don't hand over your whole being to someone you barely know. Essentially a stranger. If you're on like 1 or 2 dates, that person is essentially a stranger. You do not know them. Think about somebody you love. So take yourself out of the equation. Think about your best friend. Would you advise her to jump 2 feet in with a guy she just met or that she's been on 1 or 2 dates with? No. You love her and you're like, you deserve literally the world, but minimally a guy who's going to make you a priority in his life.
Listen to this carefully. Anything that isn't a clear yes with a woman is a no. With women, there's no middle ground. If you see that this woman is playing the game of coming and going, wanting but not wanting, you discard her immediately because she will only put you in the friend zone or make you the guy who buys her meals. Remember, if it's not a yes, then it's a no. There's no middle ground here. It's true that love feels stronger in loneliness when you have that person far away, but that doesn't mean you should be like a Disney movie, trying over and over again for someone who's weighing their options and keeping you on hold as if you were some kind of paused video game, waiting to see if a better offer comes along. Learn to value yourself. A man who works on himself understands his worth and doesn't let any woman play him for a fool. They love playing hard to get. It's not that they're playing hard to get. They're just seeing what other options they have besides you. But let's continue.
You would advise her to hold out until he's proven he's worthy of being in her life. Now hold the same love and respect that you hold for your best friend for yourself. When you love yourself, you see the situation clearly. And here's what I see it as. Women are always the prize. No matter who you are, no matter what your situation is, women are sacred. Men, that was like the first try. That was like the beta test. Women are sacred. They are always the prize. So therefore, the man needs to pursue you. He needs to woo you. He needs to convince you that he deserves a place in your well-rounded life. And this naturally occurs when you live a well-rounded life. When you have hobbies, when you have a job you're passionate about, when you have friends that you care for. You're not going to just open all the doors to any man who wants to give you attention. Attention is cheap, you guys. Attention is so cheap. A man should have to prove himself to have a spot in your life. And when your life is well-rounded, that means you just naturally don't have a ton of time to be handing over to someone before he's proven that he deserves a spot in your life. And that's why the absence of a woman works wonders on a man, because then he has to hammer it in. Remember the Roman Empire thing, the conqueror thing. He has to win her over. If you're just playing games and you're pretending to be busy all the time, the energy is off. But when you're living a well-rounded life, you're that bitch, hot girl energy, like that's what's going to woo him. That's what sets you apart from other women. Loving yourself makes you magnetic, not just to men, to literally everything in life. Because when you love yourself, you realize you don't really need this man. And that's when he's like, I'm going to prove to her why she needs me. Like, that's the irony of it. It's like when you don't need him, that's when he's like, I need her. You guys are so funny.
I've always said genuine interest is non-negotiable. The more a woman likes you, the bigger the discount will be. Stop believing that Disney narrative of fighting for the princess. That princess will make the path easier for the man she truly likes. When she doesn't like you, she'll just use you. Many men have seen this. They keep inviting her to places, bringing gifts, giving everything for a woman who has never shown any sign that it will be something in the future. Then comes a Chad, a man who brings nothing to the table but his seed, and without saying or doing much, he goes with her, while you lost money and, most importantly, time, just to get some attention from the woman. Don't be the man in the friend zone. Remember, a Ferrari will always be worth more than a Toyota because anyone can have a Toyota, but only if you have a Ferrari. In this case, the woman is the Toyota. Every year, thousands come to the market at 21, more beautiful and brand new. But the Ferrari, whether new or old, remains exclusive in the market. Not everyone can have one. That's a high-value man. Why do you think women in their 30s fight for one if they are the prize? Why do you think young women want to go out with one if they are the prize? Why do you think these men go out with several women if they are supposedly the prize? Remember, value is not dictated by oneself. The market decides it.
This is all because my ex thinks I owe him $13,000. I'm going to tell you a little story and I want you to tell me if I'm right or wrong. So me and my ex dated for 2.5 years, and during that time that we dated, I had started my own business. So I started to make a bit of money from this business, and I had went from not having any money to finally having some sort of money. And so I was feeling very generous, and I wanted to share my money and my success. And we lived in LA. I paid for our rent, I paid for our food, and he would literally Uber Eats every single meal, but my credit card was on the account. And I also started to buy him designer clothes, and for fun, I took him to Bora Bora and Greece. For fun. And on top of me paying for everything, I would give him little jobs around the house for him to do, and I would pay him for it. I'd be like, hey, can you go fix that light bulb and I'll pay you for it? Anyway, so after we had broken up, he came to me and he was like, hey, you owe me $13,000 because I think that's fair from our relationship. So let me know who's in the right and who's in the wrong.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Do you see why I say the more a woman likes a man, the bigger the discount will be? This is a man who brings nothing to the table but his seed, a classic Chad. She's thrilled to take him on trips, to buy everything for him. But even when the relationship with Chad ends, he charges for his services. So yes, pay him. Now, seriously, a woman who has genuine interest in a man will do everything for him. That's why it angers me when I see men being used as doormats, not treated with respect, not given affection, living a relationship more as a worker for the woman than as a husband. Because when a woman is truly in love, she gives everything for her man. That's why I tell men to always analyze what a woman does for them. If she never offers to pay for anything, if she doesn't do acts of service like helping you at home or doing something as simple as cooking a meal for you, if she never invites you out when she makes money, let me tell you that this woman is a bad sign. You don't generate many emotions in her for her to invest in you. If a woman doesn't invest in you, whether it's money, time, or her feminine energy, then she doesn't genuinely like you. It's a red flag. Remember, the queen must always seek to please her king. Drizzle, drizzle.
Let's talk about 6 ways to make a man fall in love with you. I'm telling you, if you guys master this shit, you're gonna have any guy you want. Number 1 is hygiene. This is so important. I cannot stress it enough. The first thing anybody notices about anyone is their hygiene, how they smell, how their breath smells. It matters. Shower, make sure your hair is clean, make sure your armpits have deodorant, make sure your breath smells good. I have 10 videos on hygiene, so go look at them. You could legit be your man's dream girl, but if you smell bad, he's not going for you. I'm telling you. Number 2 is knowing your worth. Also, everyone always comments about the shade match. This is a Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter in the shade 4.5 medium. So in terms of knowing your worth, respect yourself, have standards. Don't let him be playing any games with you. You always want to be standing up for yourself, and you want to show him that you deserve the best. Number 3, protect your energy. Your aura and the energy you give off is what determines whether people like you or not. So you need to protect this at all costs by staying active, being healthy, keeping your friend group small and close. Your aura is constantly being exuded onto other people, so you always want to make sure that it is top tier. Number 4 is confidence. This kind of falls into number 2, but confidence is so sexy. You can build confidence by working on yourself, by going to the gym, working on your career, just kind of leveling up and making you the best version of yourself. And if you don't have it, fake it, because men won't know the difference anyways. The thing is, men are intimidated by women that are confident, and that is a big turn on to them. Number 5, actively listen when he speaks. Good listeners are actually hard to come by, so if you actively are showing that you're listening, it's gonna make him feel heard and want you. And number 6, don't be available all the time. A woman that is busy to a man is so attractive. Men literally hate it when women are super clingy. Needs to be fully aware that your time is valuable. Especially don't always be available for the late night booty calls. Let me know if you guys want part 2 to this. And this is the final makeup look. Love you guys.
Gotcha, bitch.
Have you ever noticed that these life coaches give advice on what men like in a woman in the same way they describe what they look for in a man? Their description leans more towards turning you into a successful man rather than something that actually attracts a man. Hygiene should be basic for everyone. No one wants someone unhygienic. And that super confident, empowered woman focused on her career is honestly the least attractive to a man. That type of woman just makes you feel like she has another man ahead. Men look for warmth, a woman with a beautiful smile, who can hold a conversation, who listens to him, who is attentive. Above all, what men like most is a woman who knows how to appreciate the little things a man does, who notices the small details he does for her, who pays attention to him, and shows interest. Disinterest is boring for a man. If you don't show interest, following this advice of not seeking him, not calling him, not doing anything for him, will only lead to failure with a man. Remember, warmth, appreciating the small things your man does, and showing genuine interest, it's not that hard. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. Why do you think women find it so hard to understand men? Has a woman ever tried to put you in the friend zone? How did you react? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.